Ratios and rates, section 9.1. This is all stuff, as I was just telling you, is stuff from last year. We're just going to be reviewing it, so when we get into the harder stuff, you have it fresh in your memory. Now, before I even start, how many of you remember from last year doing this? It's okay if you don't. Okay? Good. About a third. A ratio. We ready?
I'm ready.
A ratio is a comparison of two numbers using division. Did you have a question? Did you have a question earlier? I believe so. Now, a ratio can be written in a couple of ways. Now, to show an example of these, we're going to do, in this classroom, the ratio of, let's do ladies first. Females and males, that ratio. Okay, females and males. So the ratio can be written in three ways. So females to males, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 females in this room. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16 males in this room, including myself. So it is 10 to 16. 10 to 16. The word "to" is in there. Okay? Then there's also that same information, if I could erase, thank you, with a colon. And then there's also one other thing that's hinted right here. Raise your hand. What is it? 10 over 16, correct. In fraction form. It was this. A colon. Mm-hmm. And then a semicolon is a colon that was like this, but then or then got run over by a semi. I know, it's a colon that got hit by a semi, so the bottom's a little crushed. Also, there is a rate, which is a comparison of two measurements with different units of measure. Megan, question? Absolutely not. Mm-mm. So it's a comparison of two different measurements. Okay, two measurements at different units. Okay, and we'll get to examples of these, but we need to make sure we just memorize these sorts of things. A blank is a rate with a denominator of 1, and that is a unit rate. Unit rate. Unit rate. Do you have a writing utensil for class, ma'am? Thank you, Jermichael. Now we are going to be expressing each ratio or rate as a fraction in simplest form. So this is what they're asking us the format to be in. This is telling us to simplify, and this is telling us that it's going to be a ratio or a rate. Excuse me. And then, of course, since it's simplest form, that means we need to reduce. Now, before we get going with this, there's a couple of points that I want to add to what we're doing. So I'm going to put a star here and say money is often in the numerator. Quiet. Money. Numerator. Oh. Also, time is often in the denominator. Money is often the numerator. Time is often the denominator. Now, I say often because it can be however people are asking for information, but it wouldn't be a situation where people get paid. Well, actually, there are some jobs like that, but it's less often that people get paid by hours per work. Or, yeah, hours per dollar. It's usually dollars per hour. Yep. So I'm just putting that into writing so you know what to look for, because one of those sounded right, one of them didn't. But when we're setting up these ratios and rates and unit rates, stuff like that, I want you to see that on your paper that was starred so you'll know it. Oh, all right. $150 miles in 6 minutes. Now, what we're going to do with it... Thank you. I said miles? 6 hours? Oh, yikes. 150 miles in 6 hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up, and since hours is there, I mean to put that in the denominator. And MI is often miles. Hours is often HR. Now, in order to do this, I need to do it in the most reduction possible. So now this goes back to 6th grade as well. All we need to do is just put it into simplest form. Okay? As a fraction, though. So we're going to have it as an improper fraction. But we have 150 miles over 6 hours. And they're asking it for a fraction in simplest form, so it's going to be fully reduced. Fully reduced. What is the GCF of 160 and... yes. 3. So let's try that. Divide by 3. Okay, so 50 miles, 2 hours. Can that be reduced anymore?
Yes.
Yes, it can. Yes.
To 25.1.
Which is dividing it by what?
2.
And since I just divided by 3 and divided by 2, that means their GCF was actually 6. 6. So that comes out to be 25 miles in 1 hour. And since we're not really doing a unit rate, it just so happened to work out that way, I'm just going to leave it like that because it's asking us for a fraction in simplest form, but we're going to leave it as a rate rather than a unit rate. It just so happened to be a unit rate. Yes, sir? Mm-hmm. That's really slow, yeah. Yeah, so that's a good observation. $98 cents for 12 ounces. Now, there's a way that I prefer you to write down money. That's just because it's personal preference, but more importantly, people make errors. Because keep in mind, you don't have to write this right here. Keep in mind that this is equal to this. Okay? I like knowing right away what we're looking at rather than reading cents. Oh, shoot, that's what that's supposed to be. Okay. Okay? By the way, this is a little information. The reason that it's called a cent is because it is centi, means 100th, right? Yep. So it's 100th of a cent. Or 100th of a dollar is a cent. So that's why it's 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents, 4. All right. I'm going to put money on the top. I'm going to put a 0 before the decimal just so I don't make any silly mistakes. 12 ounces. 12 ounces. I have my O lowercase, so it doesn't look like it's 120Z. And I need to reduce this if I can. Do those two share a common factor? Yes. 12, good guess, but actually 12 times, what was it, 8? Yeah, 12 times 8 is 96. So it's not going to be 12. Now, just for the safe bet, we're going to try 2 because it's an even number. So does 4 go into 49? No. Does 4 go into 6? No. So we're done.
7 does.
7 goes into 49, but it does not go into 6. So we're done. This one's set. It is so easy because you had it last year. Now we're going to find the ratio. Now this one here, it has other numbers in it. It has other numbers in it, so it might get a little confusing as to what they're asking. Okay, so be careful with answering the question that they're asking. It says Juan Gonzalez has 43 home runs in 1992 to the 46 home runs in 1993. The important information that we're looking for is not the year. It's just the fact that we're comparing the home runs to home runs. So see, here it is right here. 43 to 46.
How do we know which one's going to be the denominator and which one's going to be the numerator?
It's whatever's said first is the numerator. That's why when we did males or females to males, that's why we had the female number on top.
I thought you were just doing this.
43 over 46. And they do not share any common.
Yeah, it's reduced already.
It's already reduced. Because 43 is a prime number. Great job. Now we're doing each ratio as a unit rate. And unit rates have 1 in the denominator. 1 in the denominator. So let's zoom in a bit so I can write down. 12 pounds in 5 weeks. Now, does the weeks go in the numerator or the denominator for this one? Denominator. So because we want time to be in the denominator. 12 pounds, that's LBS, in 5 weeks. Now, when we divide 12 by 5, what we're doing is you're telling us how many are going to be in one group if we were to divide the number 12 into 5 equal groups. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find out how to make the denominator be 1. So what happened to 5 to become 1? Yes. Divided by 5. Divided by 5. So I'm going to divide this one to keep my equivalent fractions. 12 divided by 5. I'm going to go over here. 12 divided by 5. It's going to be a dollar amount, right? Was it dollars? Oh, pounds. See how I'm doing this subtraction sign right here, guys? I expect you to be doing that as well, because I need you to prove to me that you know what you're doing. No, you don't have to do that arrow. I never did that before this year, but this year people are extremely weak at dividing. So you divide by 5. I mean, since it's a fraction, you just do that. So now it's asking for a unit rate. Stop talking. Now it's asking for a unit rate. So that means that I have to have it be listed as something and 1 in the denominator. Now, when you divide something by 1, what do you have? No. The same number. Thank you. The same number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2.4 pounds in the numerator per week. Like places that you've heard that is gallons per dollar, or miles per gallon, dollars per gallon, feet per second, miles per hour. That horizontal line there, since it's a unit rate, you can have it be a sideways line like this. You often see this as well. MPH for miles per hour, like if it was 2.4 miles per hour. But I'd like to have it be this horizontal line here when it's a unit rate because it's like per. Yes?
Will it be wrong if we don't do it like that?
If you have it be top and bottom, but the 2.4 big to the left, that's fine. Yep. Good question. So I'm going to circle that because we got that one right. It's horrible. All right. I want you to do that one right now. I want you to start it, get rolling with it. We'll see how you do. See if you've been picking up what we're putting down. Just going to rewrite this. Oops, that's not what I wanted. 12. Yeah. So that's how you should have it set up. Yes. I'll explain why I stopped at 1. Thanks. Yes.
Could you have dollars per can if you wanted to?
Yeah, that could work as well. That could work as well. That's actually more mathematically correct. This is just the way we see it, IRL. Yes. Okay. So you should have 38 cents a can. Now let me talk about this money. The reason why I stopped at 1 is because we only go down to, yes, Georgia? What was I going to say then? Beautiful. It only goes back 2 decimal points when we're dealing with American money. Unless you are selling fuel. Right, but who buys fuel? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you'll notice when you guys are leaving today, when you pass a gas station, you're going to see it's always 0.9. Right now, fuel is like...
179. Yeah, I think it's like 199. St. Louis is 179.
That's what you'll see. It's to the 9th. I think it's just... There's reasons for it, but whatever. So, yeah. 6 inches of rain in 24 hours. Yes. Yes. How big do you need? A full piece? Okay, by the way, this basket here, all of it is papers that have one blank side, so feel free at any given time. So we have 6 inches of rain in 24 hours. So we have hours, so we're going to put that in the denominator. So we have 6 inches in 24 hours. And I need it to be 1 hour down here. Oops. And the way that I found that was divided that by 24, which means I had to divide this by 24. Six divided by 24. It does not go in there, so I have a 0 here. Yeah. That's why we do this. No, that's not right. Hi. All right. The stuff you missed? Cool. Yes, sir. Hold off for the next one unless it's emergency. So I have 25.25 inches per hour. 0.25 inches per hour. That's actually pretty substantial to have 6 inches of rain. Yes?
That's right. It's because 6 over 24 is actually 1/4. You can't do that. So you have to make it 1, and then 1/4 of 1 is 0.25.
Yes, that is exactly it. You are correct. Yes?
Like, I was, can we set the 25 inches over 1 hour?
25 inches over 1 hour is still following the rule for having a unit rate. Yeah. No.
That's what I pulled out.
That's a while ago. Did we graph inequalities in here? Yes, we did. The Friday. What Friday? Friday before today?
Yeah.
Because you would go back to, yeah, that would have been 2 weeks ago.
So did we not have homework?
We'll talk about it tomorrow. Remind me.
Okay.
Page 2, consumer awareness. You can be all like, hey, Mom, Dad, guess what? I'm going to help you find the best price of this stuff. Which is a better buy? 16 ounces bag of candy for at $2.49 or 32 ounces bag for $3.69. Now, you say that 32 ounce, how do you know that?
Because if you double the 16 ounce, no, $4. Yeah.
Good. Okay, so here's what your logic just told you. If you double the 16 ounce, okay, you get 32. So that means if you double 249, if it's higher than that one, the 32 ounce is a better deal. If it's lower than that one, then the 16 ounce is a better deal. Right?
Yep. It's $5. It's
Yeah.
5 plus tax. $5.
Yes.
So if you're trying to lose weight or limiting yourself to 16 ounces of a bag of candy,
Okay.
you don't eat candy.
That is actually the great point, which is the next question, but you're jumping in the future, so we'll hold off on that. So let's find out what the better buy is if you didn't have that logic, because it's not always going to be that easy. Okay? It's not always going to be that easy. So what we're going to do is we're going to make 2 unit rates and compare the two. So I have 16 ounces I need dollars per ounce. Was it $2.29? For 16 ounces. Now I need to make this be down to 1 ounce, and do you need me to write the over 1 again, or can I just divide that? Let's just divide it. Let's just go there. 249 divided by 16. What's that? 5 times 10 is 50 plus 30 is 80. There's my separator. So I just found out that it's $16 per ounce. $16. 16 cents per ounce. So $0.16 an ounce. How about 32 ounce for $3.69? Oop, I'm going to make this different color, so $3.69. 69 cents, 32 ounces. I'm just going to do that division. First in, second out. And I'm done. Right away, from that point forward. As soon as my single cent digit, so the 100th spot, as soon as that was lower than 6, I can stop right there. As soon as I knew that what the comparison was. Because it doesn't ask you to find both unit rates. It asks you, how do you know? And you could say, I found that the unit rate was about 11 cents or about 16 cents. Yes? Yes. So we have the 32-ounce bag has a lower unit rate. Ew. Lift up your pencil. Thank you. Lower unit rate. I'll go ahead and write this. At 11 cents an ounce. Okay? So that solves that one. Any questions on those? Then we have, are there any instances in which a better buy might not necessarily be the one you want, and why? Mandrew, what do you think?
Because you're trying to lose weight and you have like an obsessive candy problem. Like 32 ounces might be like you trying to lose weight that might not be too good for you.
Good. So let's say you're not trying to eat 32 ounces of candy. Right? Excessive candy disorder. Now, so there's that one. It is maybe you don't want to eat that much candy. Or how about this one? Maybe you don't have $3.69 because then there's tax added onto that. So just because something is a better price doesn't mean that you can't have the money to buy it. Black Friday, what? Get it? No, I avoided all that because I don't want to glorify people doing that when I'm just sitting at home going like this, clicking. Absolutely not. So another reason that you might not want to do that is this. I enjoy putting Miracle Whip on my sandwiches. Some people dislike it, and that's fine. It's all your personal opinion. I'll use my taste buds. You use yours. So if you dislike Miracle Whip, that's fine by me. Now, it's mayonnaise mixed with like salad dressing almost. But anyway, I get those smaller ones because I'm just making sandwiches for myself. So I'm not going to go into Sam's Club and get that 5-gallon bucket of Miracle Whip that they sell. Okay? So that's another reason. Obviously, the unit rate is going to be significantly lower. That's why Sam's Club, you're going to be the bill is going to be a lot higher, but you get a lot more food. Okay? You get a lot more food. Okay? Now it says here, use what you know about rates and ratios and rates to follow, and we're going to shoot through these. That way it'll be on YouTube, and also you guys will have a digital copy of this to copy down everything when you're done. So there's a situation here where somebody's going to a regional final game. We'll say that this is NCAA boys basketball, so that's why it's going to cost so much. So you have 4 tickets. Is that right? I had lost that page. Here we go. 4 tickets. 4 tickets that cost $1,180. So it's going to be $1 per ticket. So I'm going to get rid of that equal sign. Yes, sporting events are expensive. 2, 8. No, you are doing division right now. You're not talking or slamming on your desk. Because those of you who are really bad at division, that's not something that we're spending time on. So that's why you do it here and you see what I'm doing differently. Because I'm not your past teacher. We got to move along. I can help you in the future, but not during class time. It doesn't seem right. No. Just 36. 45. Yeah. Yeah. So it comes out to be $295 a ticket. But I don't trust myself. Is that? Okay. Mm-hmm. Hey, we are not talking. Stop.
I'm a little confused. Like, you're at $295 a ticket. I know it's like one ticket in general, but would you have round for one ticket?
If I, your first name has, what you're called, right? Yeah, your first name is Jack, right? Yes. Legally? Yes. Okay, so your first name has 4 letters. If you divide those 4 letters into one group, how many letters do you have? Good. When I introduce myself, I was like, hi, I'm one Scott Smith, even though there's thousands and thousands in the world. How many X's are there right here? 1. You don't say 1X. You just say X, right? Same situation where you say $295 per ticket, because per indicates a unit rate, which means 1. Yep, good question. All right, because you guys were talking over the last time, while I'm passing out your homework, you are going to do number 4 and 5, but it'll be on the internet as soon as you guys leave, but this is where the video ends. You are all beautiful human beings. Stay positive.